James Cook here from HIP, and today we're talking about generative engine optimization, also known as GEO. If you haven't been sleeping under a rock, then you know AI search is pretty much taken over. And I get a ton of questions, Luke, about GEO and AI search. And today we're just going to discuss some tips and tricks on how to get your practice to show in ChatGPT, Perplexity, and even Google AI overviews.
This is when you Google something, the AI overview now shows, and
Yep.
then you can drop that down and it'll link to the businesses. Then you can chat with it, and then everything else ranks outside of that or underneath that. So obviously you want to capture that. And a lot of searches, they're not even getting a click after the search, right? I like searching a lot, and I feel like most people watching this are probably going to be searching a lot in Chat GPT. And that's kind of nice because you get the different listings. It's almost like Google Business Profile, but it pulls in through maybe Apple Maps or different listings. You can click on the website, you can call. Perplexity, I'm sure, does the same thing. But the big question is how do I get ranking in whatever AI software people are using? So, how do you do that?
So the first step comes down to traditional SEO.
Mm,
And I know a lot of people probably don't believe that, but it is. From all of the data and the sites that I'm seeing pop up, there is definitely proof that starting with solid on-page SEO is the first step. Now, what you really want to weave in on that is specific language. That's the thing that changes between Google regular search, Google AI overviews, ChatGPT. They're looking for very specific markups. When you're trying to rank for best orthodontist in Tampa, let's say, instead of just having the basic optimizations that you would normally on your site, like orthodontist Tampa, having some type of credibility builders that the AI can see. For an example, like if you had a press release campaign and you were voted best 5 years in a row, I would suggest mentioning that on the site,
mm,
right? Because
right.
ChatGPT crawls the site, they see that language, and then if you have a link from that news article, that gives it credibility and source. Another thing too, besides those tips with the on-page optimization with credibility, is also authority. So with Google AI overviews, what I've noticed, if somebody's asking a specific question like cost of Invisalign near me, right? You're going to notice Google AI overviews pretty much like you mentioned taking over, and the sites that are ranking in AI overviews, sometimes they're not even in the Google organic,
Right.
but they answered the question
Yeah.
specifically in detail. And what wins even higher AI overviews is is there some type of verification and credibility where there's authority one over the other? So for an example, if you mentioned the cost of Invisalign, you had a really good detailed answer, so did your competitors, but your blog post had links going to it, has a lot of power, maybe was shared on social.
Yeah.
Those are the things that are actually going to push you into the AI overviews higher. And then also with ChatGPT, it is more like local searches and questions and conversations. What we're doing now is we're able to see data of conversations that are going on, which is coming right into our software, and it's called the LLM visibility. We're actually able to see the
Mm,
conversations that people are having,
wow.
and when we see those conversations, we go back to the website and see what are we missing here. So if a parent went over to ChatGPT, says, I'm looking for braces for my child. Is that a good idea? What should I do? What are my next steps? ChatGPT is most likely going to ask additional questions. Well, now we can see what those additional questions are. They're much more longer than the natural search that would
Right,
go in
right, right.
Google.
Yeah.
And we want to take that data and we want to answer that on the site.
Mm.
And we'll do that through topical content, FAQs. We want to make sure also schema markup is on the site for FAQs, have an FAQ section. So traditional SEO is what's powering it up. And then we're just taking it to the next level to think outside of the box of how are we going to take all this data and all these questions and conversations that are going on for AI and make sure we optimize around that and power it up.
So I have a couple thoughts there. One is GPT is using different sources than Google.
Yep.
It's kind of a competitor. It's not just using what Google's going to use. And so you may be ranking on Google and Google AI overview. You may not be ranking in GPT. I mentioned Apple Maps. I notice when I search in a local area, GPT will show a map with the different listings on the map, and it's typically Apple Maps.
Yep.
It also will say sources 5 or 7, and you
Yeah.
can click that and see what those sources are. There's one that's always usually there, and it's Reddit.
Yep.
And I feel like Reddit, if you're a local orthodontist, like maybe we need a video just for that, because in order for you to go make a Reddit and make it look and feel and sound real, because if you don't, you get deleted from Reddit. So now there's like Reddit influencers, and you can pay them and hire them, and they have the karma built up
Yep.
on Reddit, and then they can post on your behalf, and it needs to feel real. But if you're answering some of those FAQs and whatnot, then that can really help. The other thing now, if we're going back to Google, so I'm jumping between both, back to Google, typically on the right sidebar, if you're on desktop, or if you're on phone, above the AI overview, or sometimes within it, on desktop, it's to the right. There's like 3 videos that it'll post. And I honestly feel like videos is the number one thing local businesses forget. They're thinking about all these things. Let's write blogs. Let's make social media posts. Let's get on with our SEO team and, talk about more pillar content or topical and all these things. But if you just go and film videos on the top 20, 30 things, it doesn't have to be a nice production like this. You could set up your phone. You upload those to YouTube, you optimize them the right way with the right title, the right description, then you can start ranking in that space as well. And I feel like that's very low hanging fruit because most people aren't doing it.
A lot of practices, and I understand because they're busy, giving them another thing to put on their plate with video. It is another job, but you're totally right. YouTube is definitely the low hanging fruit where you can come in, give really good educational content, really having a strategy behind it though. You want to treat YouTube just like you would treat Reddit and your blog. So picking like a topic like braces for kids, having a couple minutes discussing that, educating, we optimize it, we get that ranking now in those placements where you're discussing. So if someone's searching in Google braces for my kids in Tampa or whatever city, now we're going to have the best chance. If there are any video recommendations, we're going to win that video recommendation.
Yeah.
And then if we double down and we also leverage Reddit, like you mentioned, and have an optimized post about braces for kids in Tampa on Reddit, embed the video there, have
Yeah.
blog on it. Of course, also AI search is going to pick all that up.
And the way that I would reframe it is, instead of thinking about it as one more thing to do, stop filming TikTok videos that really do nothing. They're fun. The team loves to do them. But if you look at who's watching them and they're trending, I heard an orthodontist tell me, oh, we got, 100,000 views or 1 million views on this. Well, you didn't get 1 million views by your practice. You got 1 million views from someone across the country. So it's really doing nothing for you. Take that time and energy, put it into YouTube videos. And actually, if you just film videos, then you can take the transcript from those videos. You can give it to AI. You can get AI to write blogs. You can get it to then write social posts, right? Your Reddit post, your Facebook post, your Instagram, your YouTube title and description. And so now I'm starting with video, and all my content is cascading from that, blogs,
Yeah.
everything. So that's what I would do if I was an orthodontist in 2026 to rank in AI, whether it's Google, GPT, Perplexity, Claude, the list goes on.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do.